Okay, we're going to solve this problem using a simple problem-solving strategy. We're going to use the strategy called RUMOR. It's an acronym, and each letter in that acronym stands for something. Let's take a look at step 1 and 2 because they are done together. Step 1 says read and read the problem, while step 2 says underline important information. You want to read the problem at least twice. You want to read the problem the first time just straightforward, and then that second time you are reading that problem looking for the important information that may help you solve this problem. So let's go ahead and do that. In triangle ABC, AB equals 6 feet and BC equals 3 feet, which inequality represents all possible values for the length of AC in feet. So that was my first read through. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my second read through, underlining important information. In triangle ABC, AB equals 6 feet. I want to stop right there as soon as I see something that may be important. AB equals 6 feet would be considered important because it's giving me new information about a triangle in this problem. And similar with that similar thinking, BC equals 3 feet should be underlined because again, it's giving me additional information about the triangle involved in this problem. The next sentence is your question sentence. You should always underline something in your question sentence. You want to underline exactly what is being asked of you. So you know exactly what to do, what you're answering, and you know that you're not done until you've answered that specific question. So, which inequality represents all possible values for the length of AC? I'm looking for the possible values of the length of AC. I may want to go ahead and underline inequality because apparently that is the format that my answer is going to look in, like an inequality. So we've just gotten R and U out of the way. Let's move on to M in rumor. M is mark or label information given and what you already know. Well, you can't mark or label anything unless you have a diagram. So, taking a look at this problem, it's talking about a triangle named ABC. So I should go ahead and draw that triangle. And now I'm going to mark the information that's given to me. AB was 6 feet. BC was 3 feet. Which inequality represents all possible values for the length of AC. So again, it's also important to label what is being asked of you. So I'm looking for the length of AC. I don't know that length. I'm looking for it. Therefore, it's an unknown value. I'm going to put a variable x to represent the length of AC because that is what we put in math when we don't know the value of something. We use a variable in its place until we find that value. So I've just labeled everything that's given to me. I need to consider, is there anything else I may know coming into this problem? Well, this this part of the problem is where you want to put yourself in the context of the problem. Think about the problem in front of you. What is it talking about? What is that main idea? It's talking about triangles. I need to represent a third possible side of a triangle in an inequality. So I want to pull my information from the triangle inequality theorem. So let me go ahead and state what I know about the triangle inequality theorem. The triangle inequality theorem says that the difference of any two sides of a triangle will be less than that third side, and also the sum of any two sides of a triangle will be greater than that third side of the triangle. So since I already have a triangle and I'm given the values of two of those sides, I'm going to go ahead and put this problem into that context. So So I went ahead and just kind of labeled that top line AB minus BC is less than AC. DIFF, I shorthanded that for difference. And then that second line, AB plus BC is greater than AC, is the sum portion of that theorem. All right. So it's very important that you spend time on step 3, because if you've done it right, it leads you straight into step 4, or what to do in step 4. Step 4 is basically the part where you're going to solve this problem and then you're home free. So if I've done this correctly, I should have already laid out a plan for me to how to solve this problem. So when I'm thinking about a strategy, I'm seeing the inequality theorem, and it's telling me if I subtract any two sides of a triangle, it's going to give me a value that is less than that third possible side. And then if I add the two sides, I can figure out the value that is greater than that third side. So if I've already given two sides, why not plug that in? That seems like the most logical thing to do. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so AB was 6 and side BC was 3. I plug those in for there. We're solving for AC. 6 minus 3 is 3, so AC is greater than 3, or we can say 3 is less than side AC. All right, again, AB was 6, BC was 3, 6 plus 3 is 9, so 9 is greater than AC. So I'm done. I'm done with step 4. I'm going now to recheck my answer and see if it's reasonable. Since this is a multiple choice question, it's good to check your answer against the multiple choice and see if you see your answer there. If not, why isn't it there? Maybe there's something we did wrong. We can also analyze some of the choices that are not like your answer and understand why this is a reasonable answer. So if I take a look at choice A and B, I automatically know those are distractors. I can go ahead and eliminate them because the minimum and maximum values, which are 2 and 8, don't match up with the numbers that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and eliminate choice A and B. Now, choice C and D are exactly the same, except that the symbol used are a little bit different. Choice C is using the less than or equal to symbol, and choice D is using the less than symbol. I know that the triangle inequality involves the less than symbol or the greater than symbol, but never the less than or equal to symbol. So therefore, I'm confident in my answer. My answer is definitely reasonable, so I'm going to go with choice D as the answer. This is definitely the best answer. And there you have it.